Good morning, I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Channing Curtis. Thanks so much for joining us on this holiday Monday. Hopefully you guys are enjoying a nice off day, getting to sleep in, have a good time. Because if you're planning on going outside today, listen, it's going to be a little chilly. Bear with us. It'll warm up later, right, Thomas?
Why is that map blue, Thomas? Why?
Wait. You're just going to blame me immediately?
It's fun. I have to.
Yeah, it is chilly outside. Certainly noticed that myself. And it was like that yesterday. Did you notice that those winds were pretty chilly on Father's Day? Wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour yesterday. Thankfully not as windy this morning. But yeah, the map is blue because our temperatures are largely in the 40s. And there's a few spots that have been trickling into the 30s this morning. Ritzville's been one of our cooler spots, still at 38 degrees. Now the sun is out, so this should be our low temperature for the day. But yeah, make sure to just grab a light jacket or a sweatshirt before you head out the door if you are heading anywhere earlier on this morning. Our temperature just ticked down another degree in Spokane, so 41 is our current low temperature for the day. Yeah, not exactly akin to the season, especially with summer just 2 days away. Highs will stay in the 60s for this afternoon, and we'll be tracking another chance for a few scattered showers.
New in the last 12 hours, 4 people are dead after a shooting in Shoshone County last night.
Right now, Idaho State Police say a suspect is in custody and that there is no active threat to the community. Now, our news partners at the Shoshone News Press report that it happened in Kellogg near the Mountain View Congregational Church. Police say a 31-year-old man has been detained, believed to be connected with these deaths. The sheriff's office say that the investigation is ongoing with both Kellogg Police and Idaho State Police as the primary investigators. Of course, this is a developing situation, so we'll bring you the very latest updates here on Up with KREM and on our website, KREM.com. Well, less than 24 hours before that shooting in Kellogg, a man fired into a crowd at the Gorge campground, killing 2 people and injuring 2 others. This all happened while a music festival was going on just a few hundred yards away.
Our Nicole Hernandez was one of the first reporters in Grant County Saturday night after that shooting happened. And Nicole, you actually spoke to several people at the event. What did they tell you?
So Tim Channing, just a few hours after the shooting, I talked to some festival goers who had left the Gorge. They all said it was chaos in and near the campground, with people packing up their stuff and leaving as quickly as possible. One person I talked to said the chaos, though, didn't affect the actual venue because the Beyond Wonderland show never stopped Saturday night.
It was packed. People were going crazy. Half the people knew what was going on. The other half were ignorant in an event, thinking they were having a great time while there's someone shooting in the campground.
So here's a look at the map of the Gorge. You can see the stage in the upper left-hand corner here, and the campground is about a 10-minute walk from there. And that campground is where the shooting happened. The Gorge closed one of the campground gates after the shooting, leaving some festival attendees stranded without their stuff.
There was a girl who mentioned about how she wasn't able to get even change into work clothes after the show.
As for information from police, they've told us a shooter randomly shot into a crowd at the campsite around 8:25 Saturday night. Witnesses told police the shooter was walking away from the area after the shooting, but police say there were a lot of officers in the area already, so they were able to take him into custody. 2 people died and 3 people were injured, including the shooter. Officers did fire at the man, so now the North Central Washington Special Investigation Unit is taking over the investigation. As for the festival, Beyond Wonderland did end up ending it early, canceling all of Sunday's performances. In the newsroom, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
And since the shooting, condolences have poured in from artists set to perform at the music festival. Among the most notable, EDM artist Marshmello. They wrote, quote, "Honestly, can't believe this right now. Absolutely heartbreaking thinking about the families and everyone in the community affected by this senseless tragedy." DJ and artist Afrojack also releasing a statement saying, quote, "My thoughts are with the families of those passed away, injured, and the whole community. Never in my life thought this would happen. Be safe, everyone." Well, Saturday night's shooting also raising questions of security amongst concert goers.
So the Gorge lists a set of rules and restrictions on their website, and you can see that this list is quite long, but on it says no firearms or weapons of any kind. Now, people at the concert also say they did have to go through metal detectors in order to get towards the stage, but that there weren't thorough searches of cars entering the campground. That's something one camper says that he'd be happy to comply with in the future.
I would love to see venues and stuff like that show that extra effort. And if that means that I have to spend an hour while you thoroughly search my car, that's what it means. I'm okay with that.
Now, we have reached out to Live Nation, who owns the venue, but we haven't heard back from them at this point.
Meanwhile, a petition has been started on change.org asking for adequate security at festivals and large gatherings. It includes demanding metal detectors and professional searches on all people entering a venue, not allow vehicles inside the festival grounds, and asking for standardized protocol for large event gatherings and festivals. Almost 100 people have signed the petition so far. Well, right now, we know there are still a lot of unanswered questions and even confusion.
So we are working to answer those questions. And here's a list of what we actually want to know as well. We're still in contact with the North Central Washington Special Investigations Unit, trying to find out the identity of the suspect as well as their condition at this hour. We're also working to learn the condition of the other 2 people who were injured and the identities of the 2 people who were killed. We're also looking to know the circumstances, like what led up to this shooting and what was the motive. In the meantime, of course, this is a developing situation. So for a look back at our complete coverage, you can head online right now to our website at KREM.com.
The time now is just about 6:07. Let's take a look at your morning rush. More news in less time. This morning, a man is sitting behind bars for an alleged DUI that seriously hurt 2 people. Here's what we know. The Whitman County Sheriff's Office says 23-year-old Tanner Burzett punched his accelerator to swing the back of his truck around. Deputies say the truck started bouncing and eventually rolled over. 5 people were inside that truck. 2 of them were brought to a hospital. Burzett was booked into the jail on 2 counts of vehicular assault. New details this morning. A Coeur d'Alene man convicted of lewd conduct with a minor received a 15-year sentence. The Kootenai County Prosecuting Attorney's Office report Moore committed lewd acts with a 14-year-old girl earlier this year. Moore's conviction is a felony, which is punishable by up to life in prison. New this morning, North Idaho College attorney Art McComber is asking the Idaho court to dismiss an alleged fraud lawsuit. Our news partners at the Coeur d'Alene Press report Macomber and 3 other trustees were accused of fraud and violating Idaho's open meeting laws. The lawsuit also says Macomber got, quote, unjust enrichment during his hiring. The judge in the case will hear arguments on July 21st. That is a look at your morning rush.
It's 6:08 and another check of our chilly forecast for today. To start out this week, temperatures currently in the 40s and only get into the 60s this afternoon, and that's about where it was yesterday. Might even be just a little bit cooler yet overall. Quite cool, especially on the Palouse, where we're expecting afternoon highs at 58 or 59 degrees. Definitely a cool air mass that has settled in right on top of the Pacific Northwest. Cold front moved through later on Saturday night, and that is already pushing through Montana, the Dakotas, and portions of central Canada. Now, on the backside of this, will be a little less windy today, but there's still a chance for some scattered showers this afternoon, just thanks to that gentle onshore flow. But it doesn't stay like this forever. Next week is already trending above average, back into the orange on that temperature outlook.